Timmy Joe roast my rig! Yeah! How you doing? It's Timmy Joe making videos about computers all up on the internet. But today, we're making videos about your computers. Yes, this is your PC's bad, weird, terrible? Well, Timmy Joe makes fun of it. This is Timmy Joe Roast My Rig. You can send your rigs into tjroastmyrig@gmail.com. And, maybe I'll have a look at it at the show. But real quick, I'm probably not going to feature your PC if it's just some run-of-the-mill RGB, looks like everyone else's PC. Maybe you think it's amazing, and I'm sure you're entitled to your, pride of your computer, but what's going to end up on this show, as we'll watch, is the weird, the unexpected, the crazy, and I'm having a lot of fun looking at them, but like every other Roast My Rig is just a regular rig, and, find a reason to send it to me that will really, captivate an audience, and I'll include it. But thanks for all the submissions. There was 250 in there, and I'd already filmed a bunch of this, and then I lost an important part of the footage, the audio, in the last, so I'm starting fresh with some of them here. But we have a couple of episodes coming up, and it's going to be awesome, it's going to be fun, it's going to be so cool. So, is your PC bad, terrible, weird? I want to make fun of it. And we'll start off with this. Russian build. Spuddy L says, "Hey Timmy, my Russian friend who lives in Vermont is a web developer, and believe it or not, this is his main and only rig. If this dies, he's out of a job. Some of the parts used to be pretty epic. The case, for instance, Lee and Lee PC62, it's a pretty good case for 20 years ago, but it rocks an 11-year-old Linfield CPU in i7 860. It recently had a graphics card upgrade because the previous one was overheating. This was because, we'll see why. So this is a very, very, very dirty PC with a lot of predator hair coming right out of it. Dusty predator hair. Something's wrong here. We see there probably a 780 Ti maybe. We'll see what it is, but apparently that was switched out recently. I mean, this is cringe to the absolute max. But I looked at a few of the pictures. It gets even worse. It's cool. Oh God. How do you let that happen? How does that even work? Now, what you need to do here is go ahead and take this graphics card out and just post it on Craigslist. It'll guarantee a sale. Just take pictures of it, really blurry ones of maybe even use these ones, whatever. You could sell that thing. As we've seen many a time in the new pleds. This is a cringe-worthy computer, and what is this green wire, I wonder? Maybe that's just some sort of extension cable. It looks like it might be butted up into the CD-ROM. You could spend an hour with some compressed air just I don't need to roast this. It roasts itself. It roasts it. Oh, look at the memory. Oh, that poor Linfield CPU. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say anymore. Got a little Corona in there. Got a little spring break going on there, and just went bing. And then what's this Scoober beside it? Ooh. Man, this is a dirty computer. Yes. So I don't know if there's anything else. Lots of pictures. This is what I want to see, is just lots of pictures. Lots of clear images. You see he's got his hard drives hanging out there. And that was a really awesome case. I think LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, just built a PC in one of those cases. They're very sought after. He's like, I'll go help you clean it out. No, you won't. There's no coming back from that, I don't think. That was a pretty good first one. Oh my God. Moving on. All right. So a lot of do it yourself. Build your own here. And we got Mitch McCann here, and he's just didn't even give me any clues or information on this. He just sent me 4 pictures. Let's check it out. So it looks like this might be some sort of a beehive, the guys, and they make the little frames, and maybe this is a box to catch a rodent in or something. But Nope, it's just a computer. And it looks like a little Ryzen with 1 stick of RAM. Get another stick of RAM, dude. They're not very expensive these days. But, like, did you build that chassis yourself? What's the chassis? And then he's got the graphics card sticking out in the back. It's a pretty good one, I guess. It does look like some sort of a birdhouse or something. And you even went and got the PCI extension cable. Wait, where does that frame from? Did you just make that? If so, I mean, I guess I appreciate, you trying here, but it looks like a dang birdhouse, dude. Moving on. So another do-it-yourselfer. Hey, Timmy Joe, this is my rig. Here in Argentina, everything is expensive as fuck. So after 12 years, I have this. An i7-4790 with Cooler Master Hyper T4, gigabyte 1660 Ti, 24 gigs of RAM, SSD, blah, blah, blah. Real homemade case with 2x 220 volt cooler to turn on in the summer when temps are plus 40 here. Really? You have a cooler in there? And this is the beta version. I'm planning on making a new case, better cable management. Note, all the dust is for more FPS. Hope you'll like it. So, popping it up here. And the MDF that this guy used looks definitely previously used. Micro density fiberboard is pressed together wood, basically, and it just absorbs water like crazy. And it's not a very good building material unless you're covering it up. A lot of people use it for subwoofer boxes and stuff like that. I see he's got some pretty good tape management there and some sort of a little computer there that, controls the fans? But, just the building, like, it looks like he hacked this together. Got the little button hanging out there. Hacked this together pretty, not so great wise. Like, the fit and finish leaves a little to be desired here. Yes, we have, there's a temperature manager from another case. What was wrong with that case? And I really don't like your CPU cooler. It looks like it's blowing directly on the back of the GPU and kind of forcing it to have to just force the air over. I guess that might work out to cool your GPU a little bit, but that's guaranteed to not be very good. What the hell is going on there? And then you clearly have a lot of hot snot in there, which, and there's a little picture of a drive bay just hanging out there. So yeah, go build yourself a subwoofer box instead of a computer box. I'm sure you could come up with something better than this. I hope you send me the 2.0 version, because this leaves a little bit to be desired. But the next one here definitely goes above and beyond. So, boom! This is Zoran Zibanovsky. I'm a truck driver. I made this to bounce around in my semi and play VR games. Ryzen 5 3600 MSI. B450i MSI Vega 64 Fluid Gaming Vega kit. Rest is Home Depot or custom made. If you want more pics, just ask. Well, I think we have enough. So this looks like I once made a guitar amp box because I had an old amp, and but it was like just a head, and I wanted to put the head in with 2 speakers, and I made something very much like that with that handle and everything. But this guy made himself basically an all-in-one, and it has the same handle as my homemade guitar box. But look it's all custom water cooled in there. That's super cool. And then it has a monitor on the other side. I wish the pictures were a little bit better. Looks like some sort of slide in for the panel for the, it's all together there. That's pretty damn cool. It's got some cleaner there and some Gorilla Glue. You need some Gorilla Glue when you're building something like this. But not the greatest pictures, but I really commend your effort here, sir. This is much better than the subwoofer box and the birdhouse that we saw prior. This is a pretty decent use of wood. I'd like to see this maybe made out of steel or something, just to bring down the weight a little bit, increase the usability. But, I mean, you got the MSI video card little badge on there. That's pretty cool. And a Vega 64? Hell, you'd be playing VR games in your tractor trailer, playing porn, probably some sort of porn game. Do yourself fuck buddy of 2020. I don't look at porn. I don't know what you're talking about. I like it. I like the little holes. This is obviously acrylic that you cut out. It's cool. If I saw that thing in someone's truck, I'd be like, damn, you know what you're doing. That's pretty cool. So super thumbs up. not a lot to say except for porn VR. So some more do-it-yourself, because it's a good running theme here. And Nick Plato sent me with very little information here. This is a computer in a PS2. This is a computer in a PS2. Now, this is clearly some sort of... oh, look at that Dragon Ball Z thing on the other side. Jesus. I think this has gone through some more iterations, because now here you see an Alienware, and it's like the same idea, but there's a lot more computer in there. I'd really like some context for this. I also think there's a lot of hot glue used in this, as we can see. Has some of those cheap Amazon fans, and it's like a little AIO that's going in there. Wonder if I could look at that. That's pretty cool. So he's like developed this over time, and there's stuff going on. I'll look. Let me see if I can find the specs on this. 1 second.
A few moments later.
Nope, absolutely no information, Nick Plato. But Nick's rig, I mean, the pictures speak for themselves. It looks like you have maybe a laptop or some mini PC stuffed in there, and then you were like, I like Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to paint my PS2 white and put a computer in there, and then put a sticker, or I don't know if you painted that. That'd be pretty cool. And then it's like, wait a minute, I need to put water cooling in here. And then he's like, wait a minute, it needs a plexiglass door and a Dell DVD ROM? Yeah, I'm going to say this is some mini PC. And then he somehow Jimmy rigged an unnecessary AIO on there. That is cool and weird and unnecessary, and I guess it's fun to have a hobby. Keeping in line with the consoles that people have made, I've done this before. Here is an Xbox 360, and it's a PC. And yes, we've done this before. I think this guy does it a little bit better. This was my project inspired by many people, you included, that decided to recycle an old Xbox 360 case. My plan was for a powerful, portable, do-everything system from console emulation to VR, but it looks like the original thing from any angle, power supply included. So I know what's really cool about this. He's got Ryzen 2600 in it, a video card, it's a 1080 mini. Jesus. But without reading too far into that, he's kind of done a better case of keeping this, or a better job at keeping this sort of stock looking for an Xbox 360. I cut a dang hole in the roof of mine to put a Ryzen Wraith cooler. But you see that, well, it looks like the power brick for the Xbox. Did he use that? Well, no. He got really creative and kind of worked it all out here that it looks pretty stock. And then he's got like some there. Oh, there's a heatsink in there. He removed all the guts from the original power brick and somehow shoved a Pico power supply in there. And then he's got a Noctua in there, and is that some aluminum tape that's kind of directing some airflow? And then he's got a freaking 1080 mini in there. My Xbox did not have it was a Ryzen APU. I did not have I did another Xbox, an original Xbox, that I did manage to cram a 1050 Ti in there, but he's got a 1080 in this thing, and it's looking pretty good. Now, if it's anything like mine, I bet it's pretty jank. Oh, yes, he's got a 400-watt power supply that's hooked up with a little breadboard. This guy's pretty smart. He's got it figured out. He's got little HDMI cables, extension cables and stuff. I like this. This is cool, yeah. Very cool rig, Kyle Beasley. You did a good job, man. That's pretty awesome. It's hard for me to... it looks a little bit Jimmy rigged, that's for sure, but I've worked with one of these cases before, and I know that the plastic starts to get brittle and break pretty easily and stuff like that. It's hard to fit it all together, but in the end, you did a pretty cool job, man, and kudos to you with your HTC Vive. I think that's pretty cool. So next... So this one, hi Timmy from Hugh Laverty. I saw your YouTube post about roasting rigs, and he's got an i7 2600K, Powell GTX 1066 gigabyte, Samsung Evo, 2 spinny 500 gig drives. Let's get into the pictures here. So some pretty cool fans. They took a good picture. I like that. And well, what's going on there? Those are some Arctic fans. Why do you got that in there? What's going on? Oh, you've got a rad behind with some fans on it, behind some more fans, instead of, maybe squishing them together properly. But what I liked about this one is he has a little custom loop there with a little, reservoir and pump and everything. And there's, clearly some modded AIO rads that have been just kind of jumbled together, and then his distro block, or sorry, his CPU block is an old AIO that I would imagine he's no longer using the pump on, which is probably not recommended. And then there's another 120 mil rad back here. So that's a Jimmy rig computer, if I've ever seen one, in that CMS Tacker. It's a good case. I've heard of it before. Don't worry. But yeah, that's Jimmy rig if I've ever seen it. Pretty good. So Hugh, you're doing all right. You could probably streamline that a little bit more. I don't know if that CPU really needs, the 2600K really needs 2 rads without a GPU block, but who am I? Some idiot YouTuber. So that was it. That was, I mean, what was my favorite? Well, here, I want to puke again. But my favorite was definitely this one here. This is pretty cool. MSI all-in-one computer built out of wood, with a little handle, and he's definitely got a little RGB controller, with a freaking remote on it. And I like the ingenuity, and that, you need to get into the VR world when you're a truck driver, because you're stuck in a bunk all day, you got no one to talk to. You need to go into that weird VR program where you can just talk to people and run around or whatever. Well, you can do that now, and all it took was a little bit of wood and some elbow grease, and maybe just a little bit of Jimmy rigging there, and then you can get her done. I like it. So at Watch Timmy Joe Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on those things because social media is a thing. And then if you want to send in one of your rigs, well, tjroastmyrig at gmail.com. Send me your weird stuff, your unusual stuff. Not just your RGB rig that you built that looks like most people's rig, because, I mean, I'm sure it's a nice rig. At Watch Timmy Joe Instagram, Twitter. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in another video. Stay sleazy, my friends.